On September 5th, 1972, the world woke up expecting another day of Olympic competition. Instead, it witnessed one of the most shocking acts of modern terrorism. The Munich Olympics attack, often called the Munich Massacre, began before dawn and unfolded over roughly 24 hours. To understand how it happened, you have to understand what Munich 1972 was meant to represent. The Games were designed to present a new Germany, a democratic, peaceful, post-Nazi nation. Security was intentionally relaxed. There were minimal perimeter controls. Guards were largely unarmed. The Olympic Village was meant to feel open and welcoming, not militarized. But that openness created vulnerability. Palestinian militants from a group known as Black September saw an opportunity. They wanted a dramatic, televised operation and demand the release of prisoners held in Israeli and other jails. In the early hours of September 5th, 8 members of Black September approached the Olympic Village carrying sports bags filled with weapons. They climbed the fence and made their way to 31 Connolly Strasse, where the Israeli team was staying. Inside, chaos erupted. The gunmen forced their way into the apartments. 2 Israeli team members were killed during the initial struggle, one while resisting, another while attempting to overpower an attacker. 9 others were taken hostage, bound, and held at gunpoint inside the building. By daylight, the world began to realize something was unfolding in Munich that had never happened before. The attackers announced their demands. They wanted the release of more than 200 prisoners held in Israeli jails, along with several prisoners in other countries. They also demanded safe passage out of Germany. Israel refused to negotiate or release prisoners. German authorities took charge of negotiations. As hours passed, the situation grew tense and disorganized. West Germany had no dedicated counterterrorism unit and little experience handling a hostage crisis of this scale. Negotiations stretched on throughout the day. German officials attempted delays. They offered themselves as substitutes for the hostages. That offer was rejected. Meanwhile, the Olympic Games initially continued. Athletes competed while television cameras broadcast images of masked men on balconies. Eventually, the Games were suspended. As the day wore on, German authorities presented a plan. The gunmen and their hostages would be flown by helicopter to Fürstenfeldbruck Air Base, just outside Munich. From there, they were supposedly board a plane to Cairo, but this was not a genuine escape plan. German officials intended to stage a rescue at the airfield. That evening, the 9 bound Israeli hostages and the 8 attackers were transported by helicopter to the base, but the rescue plan was deeply flawed. German sharpshooters were positioned at the airfield. They were too few in number. They lacked proper equipment. There was no unified command, no reliable radio coordination, no night vision capabilities. The operation was improvised, and it was about to unravel. Shortly after the helicopters landed, the terrorists inspected the aircraft and realized it was empty. They understood it was a trap. A firefight erupted between the terrorists and German snipers. Chaos followed. There was no synchronized effort to eliminate the terrorists simultaneously. Visibility was poor. Communication broke down. At some point during the gun battle, the terrorists turned their weapons on the hostages. Some were shot. In one helicopter, grenades were thrown inside where bound Israeli athletes were being held. All 9 remaining hostages were killed. A German police officer also died in the exchange. 5 of the 8 attackers were killed at the airfield. 3 survived and were taken into custody. The rescue attempt had failed catastrophically. In the immediate aftermath, the Olympic Games were suspended and a memorial ceremony was held. Then, after intense debate, the International Olympic Committee decided the Games would resume. For many, especially in Israel, this decision felt deeply insensitive. Others argued that cancelling the Games would hand victory to terrorism. The political fallout continued. The 3 surviving attackers were imprisoned in West Germany, but within weeks a Lufthansa plane was hijacked. The hijackers demanded the prisoners' release, and West Germany complied. The decision caused outrage in Israel and raised serious questions about West Germany's handling of the crisis. The Munich attack reshaped global counterterrorism. The long-term consequences were significant. Germany later created specialized counter-terror units. Countries around the world studied the failures of Munich, lack of preparation, intelligence gaps, and poor coordination. In the years that followed, Israeli intelligence services launched a series of covert and overt operations against individuals they believed were responsible. For the Olympic movement, Munich was a turning point. Future Olympic Games adopted far tighter security. The era of lightly guarded Olympic villages ended in Munich. The 1972 Games were meant to symbolize peace. Instead, they became a defining moment in the history of modern terrorism. Subscribe and join us for the next story, because history is never just in the past. It shapes the world we're living in right now.